Hi, and welcome to Catrin Figures. Today's going to be something a little bit different. I actually got tagged just recently to do the top 20 covers tag that's going around the community at the moment. But I got tagged by the Doom 143, and he decided to do the top rain covers for his. So since he changed his, I decided I was going to change mine a little bit, and I decided to do the top female covers in my collection. So this is these are my top picks. This is by no means like the hottest covers out there or the hottest artists out there, but these are just things that really appeal to me and things I really love. Another thing I really wanted to do with this tag is I didn't want to show a lot of the same books that everyone else is, so I took that into account, to be honest. I'm not going to be showing off a lot of Campbell's Red Sonja. I'm not going to be showing off a lot of Art Germs for Batgirl. So just take that into account. I'm also not showing off any of my Inferno books because I have seen those, unfortunately, because magic does look spectacular in them. But I cheated a little bit, and I have some honorable mentions before we get into the 20. First off, I already listed this, I know, but Red Sonja, J. Scott Campbell, 0 issue. Still gorgeous, even though I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I know I've seen the other ones for it, so yeah, it's not going to be on my top. So another one that I've always really, really adored, and that is Angela's Queen of Hell, issue 6. So this cover is her versus the Mighty Thor, or Jane Foster Thor. I love both of these characters going up against each other with their armor, especially if you know any of the fight sequences between Angela or her brother, Odinson. Kind of awesome. So next, something that just recently joined my collection, and that is the 25th anniversary Harley Quinn. So this is the Virgin, I believe it's the fried pie exclusive variant. So love that cover. And last on the honorable mentions is a Michael Turner cover, and it's Supergirl number 5. So we've got Supergirl and Dark Supergirl. So I've always really loved this cover as well. Had it in my collection for years. So getting right on into the actual tagged books. So let's start off. First off with, this isn't necessarily 1 through 20. I had a really hard time actually numbering these, but I love all these books. So let's just call this one 20. So this is an Amanda Conner, and it's Starfire issue 1. So this is from the DCU continuity that was going on for a while there. I love this cover so much. I actually have the statue based on this, so you know I love it. Next is Danger Girl issue 2. This is Danger Girl in the tub, we all know. I love this cover. Yes, I threw some Campbell in there. Oh well, sue me. Next I threw in Tara issue 1 of the 4-part miniseries. It's another Connor cover. I love Tara so much. I actually had that same exact haircut for a period of time, but kind of considering going back to it. You know, it's a lot of fun. So next, I know Doom will definitely appreciate this. It is Robin Hood, I Love New York, part 2 of 12. And she's not necessarily in the rain. She's in the sewers, but you know, she's wet. So there you go. Next is Mockingbird issue 8. So I picked this up originally on the wall at my comic book shop because I loved the cover. I do actually have Mockingbird, mostly in trade, but I do love this cover. I know this cover was causing a lot of guff in the news there for a while, but just so gorgeous and just an amazing piece of work, honestly. So next is Spider-Man Red Sonja 5 out of 5, the miniseries. So it's another Michael Turner cover. And yeah, you know, I had to throw in some Michael Turner there. And I did have to throw in some Red Sonja there. But I love the idea of that pairing. It's so weird, and it goes through multiple continuities. We don't necessarily see Marvel teaming up with as many other publishers that often anymore. So, you know. I do love this cover, though. It's a very interesting idea. And we do know that Spider-Man has a type. He likes hot redheads, so. And next, speaking of hot redheads, is Starfire issue 6. This is the Looney Tunes variant cover. I love it. It's so pretty. And it's funny, too. It definitely lends itself to Corey's personality and the fact that she probably would be interested in hanging out with Pepe Le Pew. So I really love this cover. I loved it when I first saw it, and it's definitely something that has a big part of my heart. So moving on. Right there. Moving on is Angela, Asgard's Assassin, issue 1. I do actually have the Scotty Young variant for this as well. I have multiple copies of both. I love Angela so much. Just such a strong female character. And it's really upsetting the fact that she doesn't have her own solo series anymore, but you know, what are you going to do? Just a fabulous character. And I am really excited whenever I do see her in a book. So, moving on. I have a Greg Horn cover for Marvel, issue 7. Just a really hot cover and, you know, epic. This was Mark's insert into this. He definitely said we had to have this in it. I mean, of course, no one's going to argue that it's a hot cover and, you know, Greg Horn, why the hell not? But, you know, I'm sorry if you guys don't like this setup. I'm filming once again by myself, so I thought I'd switch things up and do it the way that I see so many other YouTubers do. You know, this way I can actually be behind the camera. So, next is The Kingdom Nightstar, issue 1, the one-shot. So, mine is actually signed by Mark Waid. I love Nightstar so much. You can't actually see it, but I stuck her figure up there. If you're not familiar with the character Nightstar, she is the Kingdom Come universe's child between Starfire and Nightwing. Just a fabulous, fabulous character. Definitely someone that I miss, but, you know, just a great character. If you're interested at all in getting into the Kingdom Come universe, I would definitely suggest checking her out. I mean, just gorgeous, strong, and if you're a Starfire fan, you'll probably really enjoy her. So, moving on, I have Harley Quinn's Road Trip Special, the one-shot. So this is the bikini variant, and this was actually a little difficult to find. None of my shops ordered this, and thankfully I was actually able to get it online maybe an hour after shops started opening, and then it just kind of started getting ridiculous as far as the price point went. I'm not sure what this is currently going for, but I really love this cover, and I'm very happy that it's in my collection. So, next is Lady Deadpool, the one-shot. So, like I've said it before, this is basically Mark's dream girl in a comic book cover. I mean, he loves Deadpool, he loves pizza, he loves mayhem, and it's just such a sweet... Hey guys, sorry, I'm not really sure when it stopped recording, but Lady Deadpool is my next book in this entry. I really love the cover. Like I've said plenty of times before, this is basically like Mark's dream girl wrapped up in a comic book cover. Honestly, I believe if Lady Deadpool was a real thing, he'd probably leave me for her. But, you know, whatever. I'll let it be. I'll let it be. So, next is Vampirella, issue 1. This is the Adam Hughes cover. I mean, I think it goes without saying, just a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. I mean, it's hit or miss with some Adam Hughes for me, but I don't know, I was drawn to this immediately. Just as soon as I saw it, I had to own it. So, really, really gorgeous cover. I actually feel like this is stronger than the J. Scott Campbell covers for Vampirella we've seen recently, even though I do have some of those. So, you know, don't hate on me for it. But next, you know I couldn't have a video talking about hot female covers without at least mentioning the Birds of Prey. So, everyone knows I love Huntress to death, and this is just fantastic. I mean, you really can't have a perfect woman without a sense of humor and a sense of an attitude. So I love it. It's a really funny cover. She's saying whatever to the cops. And, you know, it also goes along with Doom 143's video because it's raining. I don't think he showed this. He might have. I don't really care. I love this cover so freaking much. And I'm really happy that it's in my collection. There's so many other Birds of Prey covers I could probably show, but I had to have something that featured Huntress directly because she's my girl. But continuing on, I have DC Universe Presents Starfire, issue 18. So I was back and forth between what issues I should show off for Starfire. I honestly believe Starfire is probably one of the 5 most beautiful characters in comics, period. I mean, just spectacular. I'm really not going to get into it too terribly much. Everyone knows I love Starfire. But I was really torn between what covers to possibly show, and then I remembered this one, and it just shows how strong she is. She is honestly a warrior, and I love the fact that this is shown off here. Also, if you've never read this issue, it is a great look into Starfire in the New 52 continuity. Definitely a little bit different than what we're seeing more recently in Rebirth, but I love it. I think it's great. I love the delving into her history and her life. So, really great. Next is Supergirl. So, I decided against showing off a bunch of my Power Girl or Supergirl covers just on their own. But I needed to have this one because it shows off both of them. It's gorgeous. I think that goes without saying. Just beautifully, beautifully done. I really, really love this book. Just something that I had to show off. Something that I think definitely needs more respect than it's given. So next, this is actually a book that I've had since I was a child. And this is actually one of my first ever comic books. And that is Catwoman, issue 23. So this is from the mid-90s. And, I mean, Catwoman, when I was growing up, was one of my heroes. Just a really strong female character who didn't necessarily need a man to save her or to constantly be in her life. You know, there was the whole back and forth flirting with Batman, but on her own, she was a badass female and definitely someone to look up to as a young girl. So I love this cover. I love the color work, the fact that you're not necessarily seeing their normal costumes as a rule. I love it. I love the action pose here, and really dynamic. I love it. Next is She-Hulk, #1. So this is a Greg Horn cover from the Dan Slott run. I love it. I think it's gorgeous, especially her face is really, really well done, and her body sculpt is just gorgeous. I think it goes without saying that Greg Horn is easily one of my favorite artists right now. So, really excited about that. Next, I actually have a comic that was banned in my area that I'm very happy that I actually got a hold of. So that's Harley Quinn's annual, the one-shot. This is from the New 52. This is the Rub and Smell Spectacular. So when this came out, there were two versions that came out. There was one that was Christmas tree scented, and then there was this one, and this one was pot scented. And I tried to go everywhere to get a hold of this one as well as the other one. All of my shops around here refused to carry this one. They thought that it was against families and yada, yada, yada. They were trying to be more child-friendly. So I did pick up a couple copies of the more family-friendly version, but I was able to track this and another version of this down online. I really love it. I love the bombshell covers. I mean, I love bombshells, period. Just amazing, amazing artwork. And, you know, it's just a really funny issue if you've ever actually read it. I mean, there's like scratch and sniff garbage things. It's like, why would you be so stupid to scratch and sniff a thing that tells you it's going to smell bad? Because it's going to smell really bad. And this issue actually does smell quite bad if you do scratch and sniff it. Yes, I've done it before. But just a really fun issue. So last but certainly not least, this is an issue that I fell in love with the cover as soon as I laid eyes on it. It is definitely not something I've seen on anyone else's videos, and that is Angela, Asgard's Assassin, issue 6. And just a gorgeous shot of Angela standing in the fires, just like a freaking phoenix. And I mean, I love her. I think it's amazing. I was really torn as to what book I would pick as my #1, but when I kept going through all of my books, this one just kept sticking out to me, and ultimately I had to put this as #1. I know there's a lot of people that are going to argue that there are better books out there. You know what? I don't care. This is my personal opinions and interests. I know there's a lot of redheads in there. Yeah, it totally stuck out to me, but you know, whatever. A lot of my favorite characters happen to be very vivacious, very fiery redheaded women. You know, like we've got Starfire and we've got Starfire. Yeah, I just recently picked up this DC Superhero Girls, the Intergalactic Gala Starfire. She's really pretty. And this one I picked up years ago. And a couple years back, I had Marv Wolfman and George Perez sign it. So, really, really happy about that. As always, guys, give me a like if you like this video, comment below, and tell me what some of your favorite covers are. I'm sorry that this is kind of different than our normal videos, but Mark is still down for the count. He is still sick as a dog, unfortunately. And I just decided to do something a little bit different. I know a lot of people shoot videos like this, and I just thought this would be a lot simpler than going through and having to edit a million times. So subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of the older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye!